Sure why it's not showing up on here. But we are live. It's gonna take a couple seconds.
Yeah, enjoy. Some more. Where are you going? Which one? Okay. Dark horse.
Nice. All right, Trade Pros. Welcome. We're just waiting for the stream to go live, and there we go.
Are we good to go?
There we go. We're live. Welcome, Trade Pros. Let's move this guy over.
Hey guys, hello. Thank you for being here, and we're celebrating 25,000 years. No, 25,000 subscribers, but we'll be around for 25,000 years, I promise you. I want to do a special little event and give you some of our time and answer some questions that you might have. And the lighting conditions here aren't optimal, but really, I look prettier than this, I promise you. And Mark and I will take turns and answer questions. Hello, George. Hello, Will, Naren, and PCF, Shanae. It's awesome. All right, let's get started with the Q&A. So there's no holds bar here. You guys ask us any question you want, and we'll answer it for you. Last time we did this, it was with our good friend Anthony Drager.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a great time. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Congratulations to all of you as well for being part of this. We love you guys. Thank you for being part of the community and helping build this. Let's start out with some questions, Marky, shall we?
Let's do it.
What's the first one that we have here? PCF, Shanae, while taking the position, if we follow pyramid structure, what should be the stop loss and risk reward may not be the same across all the entries. How do we address this? We just did this with Justin.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious. PCF, that's what asset do you trade? Let me know so I can answer it properly. Next question, but I'll get back to that one. Hey, thanks for the love.
Awesome. Caesar, how did you guys learn to day trade? Well, I'll take the question first, based on my experience. So I started swing trading. I started with swing trading, and I honestly learned how to day trade through this guy. I don't know if you guys. There he is. I learned to day trade through this guy. Really, before I joined TradePro, I was doing swing trading. I was swing trading forex markets and doing a little bit of stock plays, but majority of what I've done was swing trading. And once I kind of quit my full-time job and came here, that's where I really started learning. So for me, it's been probably 2 years, just under 2 years now. And I know his has been a little bit longer in the arena.
Yeah, I've been on a wild goose hunt for a large part of my life, really. This was one of my first passions and loves,
With the like.
other than my wife. Yeah, that's a good. The way I started, when I first started day trading, there wasn't much of the material available today. So you guys are really in a prime position to take advantage of how the industry's evolved. When I first started out, really, it was in 2001. I was trading currencies, trading XAU, USD. My dad got me into it, got me excited about the industry. There was very little day trading online. People who were day trading at the time were looked as like dreamers. People like this, you can't really do this. It wasn't many people didn't know about this industry as a whole. So when I started, I took the long route, man. I read a lot of books, any book I could find at the library, believe it or not. That's how it all started out. And after that, I really read some books as well, like I just mentioned. But the books didn't really help. Trading books don't help you trade. They could help you with your mindset. They could help you with ideas, but they won't help you trade. It's a really hands-on thing. So I guess the one area that I learned the most in my career is through the market. I jumped in and I was basically the most important part for learning is this, having a feedback mechanism. So you start out learning in your journey, but how will you gauge what you're learning and what results it's producing? And what will you do with the results? That's the learning. The learning is in the feedback and not exactly in the information that you initially absorb. So you can read an article and say, oh, I know how to trade, but it's really the application of that article. Oh, Vicky's there. It's really the application of that article that's important, and that information, taking it as a feedback mechanism, processing it, reapplying it, and going through the process again. So there's only one way to learn to trade in this business. It's self-teaching. That's the only way to learn. At Trade Pro, we guide you guys through the process, help you trade with you, do the analysis. But at the end of the day, the market's the real teacher, and you got to teach yourself through screen time. Bye, Vicky.
Bye, Vicky.
Victoria just left.
Let's see
He
what
doesn't
else
want.
is there. Mark J, which is the best holiday? Other,
Oh, which one do you like better, Mark?
uh, I like Christmas
Me
because
too.
the whole family gets together.
We're Christmas guys.
I think we're both Eastern European, so Thanksgiving isn't definitely not as big as Christmas is for our families.
Yeah, when you are your own boss and you trade for yourself, every day is a holiday. I like them all. What makes Trade Pro's trading room different than other trading rooms? Why did you start Trade Pro Academy? Oh,
I'll let you
dude,
hit this one.
going for the kill.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a great question. Eastville Bird Nerd. East Village Bird Nerd. Eastville, are you in Atlanta? Um, our trading room is different. First of all, you got to experience it. It's like the Matrix. So what you've asked me is blue pill or red pill, and that's for you to decide. All trading rooms mean well, but the difference in ours is that it's a professional environment. You're surrounded by traders who do this for a living on a daily basis, who are interested in helping you succeed. We've built our community around success, collaboration. We've built it to be a professional proprietary trading environment where people want to see you thrive and succeed, which means they'll answer your questions, they'll share their resources. Nobody hoards information. We all do it with the intent for all of us to win. I think that's the biggest difference is that people care. Um, and I think part of that is the way we market ourselves. We're not out there spending $10 million a month on ads to bring in the wrong type of people. We have a certain person that we're looking for in our community, and we're sacrificing growth of the company for the right fit. That's why our community is so strong. That's the difference. The other difference is we don't give signals. If you ever go to a
That's what I
professional
was gonna
trading
say.
environment, you, if you tell me what you're thinking of doing and why you're thinking of it, great. If you tell me where you're getting in, I no longer want to listen to you. That totally throws off my sentiment. And some of the money that the most money you'll ever lose is following somebody's trades.
Easy, bud.
And the reason that's a loss is not only do you lose the trades, you're also going to lose the opportunity to learn. What have you learned from taking someone's trade? Nothing. That's the big difference in a room. You got something to add, Mark?
Uh, I was basically what I was gonna say was just that on top of what Georgie mentioned was just we don't really do signals. We're kind of the opinion, or rather, the businesses run more so on um, teaching you guys how to fish as opposed to giving you a fish, because giving you a fish can only last, so long. We see a lot of people in the industry that tend to go towards signals. We get that question a lot. Do you guys offer signals? I'm busy. I'm working a 9 to 5. Um, and what we say to that is no, because signals will not teach you how to do this for yourself, will not teach you how to make this a full-time career. All right. And so that's probably the biggest difference is that because we're so focused on teaching you guys how to fish, that's what comes across in the room. You won't get Sure, you'll get levels, areas of interest, but the real learning comes from why we don't take trades or why we do take trades, not in the actual signals or the trades themselves. So what you get as being part in the room is you get a full understanding, a real-time walkthrough of what's going on in the markets, why we'd be looking to get long, why we wouldn't be looking to get long, so on and so forth. So it's more than what people look for in signals. It's more so teaching you guys how to be independent thinkers, so that you guys can use whatever we're looking at, not necessarily as a signal, but you can use it as confluence, or you could use it as a disqualifier. What we like to say is that each trader is their own trader. You have to trust your analysis. And being in a room where people are offering signals, that can throw you off. We actually had a really good chat about this. I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday's trading room, where we had, one of the members in the community was long, and one of George, I think, was actually short, and they both made money. And that kind of brought up the point that it doesn't matter, whether you're looking to get long or whether you're looking to get short. What matters is that you trust in your own analysis. All right. And I think that's what's important. And that's kind of what our focus is, getting you to the point where you can trust your analysis, and execute on that.
Awesome. That's great. So, I mean, experience it for yourself. There's a 14-day money back guarantee. So, if anyone's interested in the room, the best way to do is to check it out.
Yeah.
If you could use one tool or indicator, what would you go with? The price ladder, the DOM. If I had to eliminate everything, I could use the DOM and I'd still be profitable. So, I think that that's your biggest tool, your most important asset, because you're seeing the live market auction in real time. Most importantly for me is the price ladder, the DOM, level two, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I like correlations, to be honest. Correlations are huge for me, and so I have very difficult time qualifying any trades if my correlations aren't in sync with what I'm looking for. So for me, it would definitely be correlations.
Awesome. What's your most profitable chart setup? And then we'll
Um,
get up to PCF again. You
yeah,
said equity, yeah.
most profitable chart setup is the one that you guys see every day. On YouTube, we have a couple of clips. I think we dropped one 2 or 3 weeks ago, titled "The Order Flow Tools That We Use at TRADEPRO Academy." That's the screen that I trade off of every single day. So I think that's got a 10 tick, a 5 tick, and a footprint chart, and of course my correlations.
Awesome. Let's get back to PCFs. While taking the position, if you're following pyramid structure, what should be the stop loss risk? PCF, I'll tell you this for equity trades. The stop needs to go where the price action is telling you, not how much money you want to risk or win. A lot of people trail and move stops and their entries based on how much money am I trying to make. It's more important to focus on where does it need to go? Where is the actual price structure that if it breaks, I want to be out of, and your stop goes there. What I like to do is get in on initial entry if I'm doing a longer term trade, get in on a day trade on small scale, build up a little bit of profit, say a couple $100, whatever that scale is, and then use that profit as the risk for the second edition. So you're layering into a big position with the risk of only trading a single contract or a small position. It works well for longer trends, and I love that strategy. So that's something for you to think about. Um,
I think that's Roni.
well, yeah.
Hey Roni, good to see you in here as well.
Which one?
This guy.
Oh, hey Roni, hello. What is your most Oh, we already that
Yeah.
one. What's your thought on the Saudi Aramco IPO? Um, I'm not sure I have that many thoughts on it. I know that the whole process, MBS, Mohammed bin Salman announced that would happen in January of 2016. That's when they were thinking about doing it. I think back then there was a way better oil price structure that they could have had a higher valuation. Now I think they're doing it more out of desperation, and the market sniffs that out, and you're not seeing as much interest out of it. It's it's a mind-blowing company that makes more money on a quarterly basis than all of Apple. All right, so it's a huge company with a 1.7 trillion valuation. I think that it's really tied and glued to the hips of oil. The question is, what cycle of the economy do you think we're at? Because that really determines where oil is going to be going from this point. Um, what's your? Why don't you just have futures trading for people like me? I'm not too interested in stock trading. We do,
Yeah.
Douglas. That's all we like. Not all, but our day trading room is all futures trading. Stocks are a very small and limited component, and it's part of the swing trading package. But literally, we have a day trading room that all we do is futures. Futures on oil, equities, gold, whatever moves.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Yeah, as far as futures is concerned, that's primarily what we trade. That's our day trading, bread and butter. If you're not too interested in stock trading or forex, any of those markets, then by all means, the day trading course is is definitely the one that you want to check out.
I don't like how I look with this light. I need to look sexier. Anyways, let's a little distraction, but I just keep seeing it. There's like four monitors showing my face.
Uh,
I'm self-conscious here. Um, what's your biggest breakthrough on your journey to becoming a profitable day trader? Oh, geez. Um,
I'll let you handle that one first.
that's a good question. I'll tell you this. The realization that there's only one, the realization that your job is this. What is your job? It's not to make money. Your job is to manage risk. When you're chasing money, you become emotional and it introduces a lot of self-sabotage. When you're focusing on risk, your job becomes something technical, something you can focus on where you have parameters. There's defined limits of what you could do, more strategic. And when you start to look at it, say, look, if I manage my risk well, I'm not going to get killed. And if I don't get killed, I'll survive long enough to make money. And I always say this to traders, it's this reward in the market or profit in the market is a reward for the quality of risk manager you are. So if you're learning how to become a great risk manager, profit will follow. If you're chasing profit at the very beginning, it's going to come at the expense of risk management, and you're not going to survive in the long term. That was my personal breakthrough that I had years ago. I've been doing this since 2001. That's what helped me the most.
Yeah, Cesar, for me, it was the realization that um, you've got to focus on it's an internal focus. So for me, it was realizing how truly important psychology is and focusing on the psychology. It's once I stopped going from strategy to strategy and I focused on holding on to one strategy, mastering it, and then mastering myself, my mindset, being able to pretty much everything that we do in our in the psychology course. That was a big shift for me. So it was basically just realizing how important psychology is, working on that, and then the performance picked up as a result of a focus on that psychology.
Awesome. Hey, Mark J, what's up, man? Good to hear from you. Mark was a member of our community. Hope you're doing well, brother. We've improved a lot since you were part of it, and I appreciate that you're giving us the feedback and telling people as well about your experience. It's changed a lot. We've taken it a lot further, and we appreciate you, man. Nice to hear from you. Hope you're doing well.
Dimitris, do you guys cover NLP in your courses?
Oh, baby.
It's a great
I
question.
would like to think that I was the first person to create an NLP based trading psychology course. That's how I see myself in
I,
this.
I
I
think
don't
so.
know if there are others. I do know there are others doing it now, but when we came out with the trading psychology course, it was based on the framework of NLP and of the traders who are in our community who have succeeded and are being profitable and generating good returns on a daily basis. You know what they say the biggest benefit for them was? Trading psychology course based on NLP because it shifted their mindset. And an investment in improving your mindset is going to return a much better result than investing in a strategy, a system, an indicator. Because all that buying an indicator assumes that you're fit enough to use it properly, right? It's not the indicator's fault sometimes or the strategy's fault. It's how you're utilizing it. And a lot of the traders who have succeeded have said it was because of the trading psychology course. So yes, we have a complete trading psychology course, 10 lessons, hour and a half each. You list your values. There's techniques for exiting the self-sabotage cycle. All that's included in the trading psychology course.
And we've also got something excited coming. We're
Ooh.
not gonna we're not gonna drop it here, but keep an ear out and an eye out.
This time next week, there's going to be a huge announcement
Yeah,
that
it's
Mark
gonna
and I
be
have been
it's
working on.
gonna be around this time next
And
week.
you
We've
guys
been
are going to love
working
it.
really hard on it, and I think you guys are gonna find a lot of value from that. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Douglas, have you guys heard of Jigsaw trading platform? Thoughts? I've heard of it. I've seen a couple of their YouTube
Peter
videos.
Davies. That
Yeah,
guy's great.
I personally haven't used it, so I don't really have many thoughts on it. It seems like a pretty solid platform. It looks very similar to the setup that we have with Sierra Chart. Um, that's about as much as I can offer on that.
If you're using NinjaTrader, you're probably that's how you go into Jigsaw. They're a suite of order flow tools. We use Sierra Chart, so all that's included with the platform. So we do not, but I have heard of them and their tools, and I've heard that Peter Davies is a great guy, and it's a play on the person as much as the product. Gangsta Kid 21. All right, we got some gangsters in here.
I like your name.
Where's he at? We lost.
Oh no, scroll up, scroll up,
You don't
scroll
want
up,
to lose
up,
Gangsta
up.
Kid.
There
We're
he
gonna
is.
get in trouble.
There he
Oh
is.
wow, we're really behind. How do we
Yeah.
know the trade's opening, breakdown, or up? How do we know when the trade is opening, breakdown, or up? How inflection points work? You know what, brother? It's a question that if I answered, I would assume something, and it wouldn't be the answer to your question. So would you mind expanding a little bit more on that? Just give us a scenario that we could dig into, because based on that, it's basically like how do you trade? So I just give us a little more context. I'd love to answer that question, but I don't want to make assumptions because it's important for you to get the right info here today. White Buffalo, how long did it take for you guys to become profitable traders? For me, it probably took about 3.5 years of really beating my head off the concrete. Remember this though, I didn't have the tools that you guys have today. Remember, YouTube didn't exist when I started. Instagram didn't exist. Um, Basically, every page on the internet looked like a Wikipedia page. You know what I mean? It's things loaded slowly on 14.4 kilohertz modems where you look at a picture and it take you 5 minutes. So that's when I started. The journey back then was long and hard. Today you have so much more information, such good structured courses to walk you through it. It doesn't have to be that long. Also, back in the day, there was very few people who would be willing to share this kind of information with you. All right, it was more of a closed off environment. Unless you were sitting at a prop desk, you were beating your head off the keyboard, and if you could survive the pain long enough, you would figure it out. And that's how I learned. All right, and that's the whole premise behind TradePro Academy, as well as a place where you don't have to go through that journey, and you're given a chance to succeed right off the bat.
Yep. I'd say for me it was probably around the same 3.5, 4 years. It took a lot of stumbling through. I started with penny stocks during the marijuana boom in 2012. Had a little bit of success and then pretty much blew that account. Then I moved to options. Again, a little bit of success. And then I found Forex and I started swing trading that. Um, that was around 2014, 2015-ish. And yeah, so about 3.5 to 4 years before I started finding consistent profits. It was a while of, I'd say probably like a year and a half, 2 years of, break even. You're making a couple bucks here, you're losing it. And then after about 3.5 to 4 years, that's when it started to get more consistently profitable. What else do we have? How much do you earn on a good day?
Well, so Champ Phil, that's a good question for a champ. Champs like to know this kind of info. More than I did in my 9 to 5 job, or than I ever would have. That's a simple answer. But the reason I say that is because it's variable income, right? What is a good day? There is no average income. I think people who are in 9 to 5 positions who have a job that want to know what is the average I could earn so that they could assess when it's time for them to leave or if it's a good opportunity. There is no average day. Slow days I earn nothing. Some days you even lose. Imagine that. Imagine working 9 to 5 for a week and losing, and that your boss
Yeah.
says, "Hey, pay me $4,000 for your week." You're like, "What? You pay me?" That's how the market works. So there's variable income, and it's up to you. So what you make on a daily basis is a reflection of your mindset. That being said, my target used to be around 3K. Now I'm going about 1 to 2. That's sort of what I aim for. That's my target for the day. And for me, it's a balance between running the trading room and then trading as well, which is, I mean, I shared this with the trading room openly. I'll do it here too. I'm at a point where the trading's plateaued a bit for me. So now I got to work on the mindset to break through. And you think getting consistently green is a challenge. There's another challenge waiting for you in your career. It's hitting a plateau of profit where you could be doing more, you should be doing more, and you're just not providing those results. It's a whole different conversation. There's a whole different structure of NLP techniques to take you through that plateau. So I'm working through a plateau myself. I've scaled back a lot. I used to trade much bigger. I'm taking it a little bit easier, but about Gino today is a target. All right.
Where do we
How do
have?
we all meet? The point of working together. I'll give you the quick story. This could be like a 30-minute story. I met Mark at Scotiabank. We both worked there together. He was a trader at the FX desk. I met him when he worked at the retail branch. I was then a trader at the desk myself. I was licensed and licensed to kill. In Canada, they call it an investment dealer. It's a weird name, but it's a trader role. And then I met him, and then eventually we kept in contact. And one day he left to go full time and join TradePro as well. Anyone add to that?
Uh,
Victorio. Oh,
yeah,
Victorio. You know
Victorio's a
what?
better story.
December 17th, mark that day. If you guys like background story and you find the come up of somebody interesting, mark December 17th on your calendar. I have a huge treat for you guys. I'm going to answer that question in a lot of detail.
Oh, yeah, that's another big project.
We've been working on a
That's
lot.
another big project.
Um, Thank you so much. I've honestly learned so much from all your videos and hope you're successful. Hey, Alex, very proud of you, man. Thank you for the love. We send you love, joy, and happiness right back. I'll tell you this, brother. If one day you're going to be successful as a trader, if you've decided that's what you want to do, today you're already successful. If 2, 3 years from now you're making 2 grand a day, all right, aren't you now the version of the successful trader that's going to manifest? So believe in yourself that you are a successful trader today. Because if you want to do it and you will be successful ever, you are successful now. All right, reframe that you already are a successful trader. Um,
White Buffalo. What computer or laptop do you recommend for day trading? That's actually a good question. The easy answer that we tend to give is whatever the software requirements are for the platform you're going to be using. So we use Sierra Chart, and you don't really need anything crazy for it. I personally run an i5 processor. I think I have 500 gigabytes of data or RAM. That's pretty much it. Gets the job done.
yeah,
Gets the job done for me. I'm running 4 screens. Um, Actually, you guys can probably see this. So this is what my setup looks like. Let's get the camera off of here for a sec. So this is my setup. This is what I'm seeing. I got 4 screens. There's Georgie. And George's setup over there. You can't really see it as well from my side. A he's basically got six.
I got 6 27-inch monitors
Yeah.
with an i7, I believe. But you don't need that many monitors. At the beginning, if you can't trade with one, it's not going to help you to have 7 monitors.
Yeah.
And the reason I have that many is because there's a lot of other stuff I do as well, right? Running the trading room, there's a lot of software on the side. that we're kind of keeping track of. So at the beginning, the way I would recommend you do this, White Buffalo, is what do you plan to trade? If it's Forex, what platform do you plan to use? Go look at that platform and find out the minimum specs for whatever platform you want to use and start there. A big investment in a computer at the beginning isn't as important as putting that money in your trading account.
Go up a bit.
Suggest to me. Oh, we
Where
missed a few.
Oh yeah. Does it take years? Uh, John, does it take years to get knowledge and experience to get profitable? Well, John, let me ask you this. Would you go see a doctor that just took one test, right? Would you go see it? Really anything?
What kind of doctor? I think it was a toe doctor. I'd probably
A
do
toe,
it.
yeah, a toe
Actually,
doctor.
toes are important.
Would you go to a heart surgeon that's that's just watched a YouTube video on how to do it,
Do I get a discount? No, I'm just kidding. No, the answer is no.
right? No. So the reply to that is that everyone's journey is individual. Us, it took a little bit longer. That's because we kind of made our own, I guess, developed our own path for it. We've had people in the community that have done it. What was Dave? Dave did it in like 7
David
months.
took a $700 account, is now over 100K. So like
Yeah.
we have some great success stories. But in terms of individually, I'll tell you this. Who asked this question? Is
That was John.
John? John, is the camera falling off? Is that where you're holding it?
Yeah.
Oh, like Jordan?
I just
Oh.
popping in.
What about putting this thing up? Hang on, guys. You might get a little dizzy.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So John, here's the question, and I'm going to be frank with you, 100% honest. Everyone's career is different and their path is different. Here's the big question. Have you succeeded at something that's been important to you in your life before? And if the answer is yes, your curve is going to be much quicker. When I first started trading, I was just beginning to build a mindset for success. I was building myself and my belief in myself that I could succeed and I deserved it at the same time I was trading. Oh, I'm good. Thank you. And so, actually, yeah, please. And so the important part about this is if you've succeeded in another area of your life, you've built the skill set to cultivate a mindset of abundance. That's what you need above everything else. If you have that mindset, it could be a lot quicker. All right. A lot of the people lately who have flipped to being profitable and very successful have been former business owners whose businesses have been acquired. All right. They've hit mastery in other areas of their career. So the quicker you could hit self mastery, or if you've already done that, and if you're spending a lot of tools, time, and money into your personal development, the faster you're going to transition to trading. Trading is essentially using your success mindset to generate profit. And if you can do it on trading, you have the mindset to do it anywhere else as well. So that's the real answer to you. And I know that it may confuse more than help, but if you look internally and say, look, have I been successful at something else? And success means different things to different people. And if the answer is yes, you could use those skills that cross over to trading. If you're in a 9 to 5 position where you've worked for somebody for a long time, it's going to be a stretch mentally before you could even apply those learnings into trading. That's the answer. It really depends on where you're starting. And everyone starts different, has their own path. For me, because I was growing my mind as much as I was growing my ability to trade, it took long. All right. That's a great question, though, John. Where are we at? I'm just trying to catch up. Louise, are you still here? Can you guys share the account statements for your live trading account? Sure, give me your email, Louise. I'll send you a couple statements, but you got to send me your income statement too. It's only fair. Because the reason I say that is I give that offer to anyone. Send me an email, I'll send you statements, whatever you want. But you got to show me your T4s, your tax returns. It's important for us to have a reciprocation of this information. Because here's the thing: what is the answer you're looking for when you ask somebody for a statement? What you're looking for is proof that what you're not able to achieve is possible, right? At the end of the day, like, let's break it down and be honest. And I understand that because I was there too. It's like, is this even possible? Because when you try everything and nothing's working, you turn to the industry, you turn to the people that are there providing the information. You say, you know what, it's them. Let me find out what they're about, and then I could believe, and then I could start there. There's easier ways to believe that help you write more positive patterns. That kind of mind frame is a little bit of a lack mind frame. And I'd gladly send you statements, but I will tell you this: I would probably get you to work a little bit more on psychology to make a really big shift, because that's going to be the most important aspect. When you have lack of trust in the industry, it's a reflection of lack of trust in yourself. And I'm not doing this to be a jerk. I'm just really giving you something that could be helpful. I open up to you guys here. I told you no holds bar for this Q&A. And so I would recommend you, no matter how you take this, I would recommend you to start on a personal discovery and development journey. It'll be way more conducive to trading profit than finding out what other people's trading statements look like. You're not going to learn anything from it. And more importantly, it might frustrate you more, all right? Because at this point, it sounds like you want to find reasons that it doesn't work, right? It's going to not help you. It's going to potentially disturb you and throw off your mindset. And the money that I make, you can't spend. My wife has a hard time doing it. My wife actually does really good for herself. She never asked me for money, which is great. Um, I'm just trying to help you, brother. I hope you're taking this with all due respect, Louise. Great question. Thank you. Congrats and greetings from Aruba. Hello, Boosted.
Hey, from Aruba.
Hey, Aruba.
We can use some of that warm weather.
Thanks, brother.
No problem. Let's see, what else do we got? What is it?
Sandeep, look at that. What is the 25th?
1,000 subscribers name?
Because of him and her, we're all here on this live Q&A session. Big thanks to that person. Sandeep, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That right there is a success mindset. Sandeep, you're going to do well in life. That's a really thankful way, gratuitous way to live your life. And once you find gratuity, once you find confidence and you really accept things as they are, things open up. I appreciate you for making that comment. I send you love, joy, and happiness. And I don't know if we could find that. Can you find?
I don't think we can find individual names.
But I'm sure if we could, they'd be thankful and they'd say, "You're welcome, sir." Craig, what is?
Where did we go?
We lost it.
Oh, there we are.
What's your definition of a professional trader? Ooh. Somebody who has the choice to do only trading and is earning enough income where they don't need anything else. That's the definition of it for me. The definition of a brokerage, their perspective professional trader, is somebody who trades other people's money. That's the industry-wide standard for professional trader is, are you trading and managing other people's money? To me, my definition is, are you doing it as a profession? Are you being paid as a whole? And are you doing it as a career option? That's how I define profession. It means your trading is the base. Anything else you're doing just because you want to.
PCF, what is suggested good books, practice techniques to master and risk management? I don't know if there's really many books you can use. I know we have quite a few videos on risk management on our channel. As far as it relates to books, PCF, I think George kind of touched on this earlier. Reading books to trade is kind of like trying to drive a car by reading a book. You can't really drive a car just by reading the book. So when it relates to books, what we would suggest is probably just psychology related books. I can give you a couple of those. First one, a good one to start with, is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. There's The Daily Trading Coach by Dr. Brett Steenbarger. There is The Disciplined Trader, also by Mark Douglas. High Performance Trading by Steve Ward. I think that's a good list to start you off on.
And all that stuff. Who asked that?
PCF.
PCF, again, our good friend. PCF, all that stuff's useless, man. Look, you could learn all that stuff, and I suggest you do if you're looking for it. But when it comes down to the heat of the moment, right, it comes down to execution. Books teach you about the preparation and an idea. The money comes in the execution. What's the difference between an analyst and a trader? An analyst has an opinion. A trader has to execute it. And so you can be a great analyst. It ain't going to help you trade. The market's going to teach you everything about risk management. If you want to be more specific about what areas of risk management you're having challenges, I could suggest some resources for you, because risk management is a really wide and everything encompassing topic. Trading is risk management. You're basically asking, what is a good trading book? Because that's all trading is, managing risk. So that's a great question. If I have a day job, can I still trade profitably during the afternoon? Yes, you can.
Yep.
Our elite room's open in the afternoon. A lot of traders trade together and they do well. David's in Hawaii, so he's trading the markets in the evening. You can. Markets are 24/5. You can do any trade anytime you want.
Yeah. The only thing I will add to that is just you might have different assets or different products that are moving a little bit more actively in the nighttime session. So whereas we like to trade S&P 500 and crude oil in the mornings, I know gold gold and oil tend to move pretty well overnight. So that could be a potential asset for you to look into.
Awesome.
Francisco, good to see you in here.
Francisco, that's our brother, man.
That's our
He's one of
coffee
the
buddy.
members of the community. He came out for a boot camp, and he had can I share that, Francisco? I don't think people mind. You had a positive, solid month with only a few losing days in October, and that's the beginning of a journey there, brother. I celebrate that win for you. Can I pick the training I want, like mindset, psychology, and futures on the website? It's all bundled.
Yeah.
Our membership model is we don't sell you a course for $30,000 because, and I mean, this is a family show, but a course in trading won't do shit for your development. Pardon the language. I only use it to be honest with you, to paint the picture. The course, including ours, isn't going to teach you how to trade. It's going to teach you the techniques, and then you're going to teach yourself how to trade. So what we do is, rather than charging upfront costs for courses, the course is just kind of the beginning step. You're opening the door. We charge a monthly membership model. So under the monthly membership, you get access to all the courses. Once you're done with them, the power is the community, being around professional traders every day, getting to ask them, and continuous development. Paying $30,000 for a course assumes that at the end of that course, you're going to reach your outcome. And that's not the truth. The truth is you're only getting started in the industry once you finish a course. And so we've priced it to be low monthly and it's bundled. So you don't have to choose. You get them all. You know what I mean? It's not like, where should I spend my first $2,000? You get everything. You shouldn't have to decide. Depending on where you're at, you should have access to everything and then pick and choose depending on what stage of development you're at. That's how our model operates. Low monthly fees, you get everything included that's needed. No upsells, no one calling you saying, I know you bought the course for 7K. That was just the beginning. You really need 30K to get the whole bundle for becoming a trader. None of that. $229 a month is our most expensive package. At this point, prices always increase. But yeah, good question. Anything to add?
Yeah, just to add, some course, like George said, some courses will charge you, 30 G's, couple thousands of dollars to learn. And the way that we kind of model the business here is that the market is your ultimate teacher. We can, we often say that what we're trying to do in the markets is we're trying to pick up pennies in front of a steamroller. All right. And so the market or the smart money is that steamroller. And it's our job to teach you guys how to not get steamrolled. All right. That's pretty much what it is. The market is your ultimate teacher. It's going to teach you it's going to teach you a lot of things about psychology, about strategy, etc. So it's best to put the money, you know, so that you can build that experience. It's tuition, right? So if you've lost money in the markets, some people will see that as, man, that's a sunk cost. I lost this much money. If you reframe the way you think about it as that was an investment, if you learn something from it, of course, if you're going out there making the same mistakes, then that's not an investment. That's just gambling. But if you've lost the money, but you've learned your lesson, and going forward, you're gonna apply the lessons that you learned to prevent that thing from happening again. That's where the value is. So that's why we charge a monthly subscription, so that you guys can get the commentary that we do provide. We also provide, there's a lot of stuff that we provide. I'm sure our members can go into that. But the reason it's a subscription cost is because the market's your ultimate teacher. So we don't want your 10,000. You can go put that in the market. What we want to do is teach you guys how to be effective traders, how to trust your own strategies, how to trust your own analysis, and execute on that.
Great. Caesar, what's our welcome? We'd love to have you on board. You'll learn a lot and you'll find out how we're different if you just try it. Also, because you get 14 days money back and it's not a large upfront cost, literally it's risk free. That's the only time you can have a risk free proposition with anything related to the market. But if you want to see the average win rate, come out and have a look at the trades. It's more important. There's been days where my win rate has been 40% and some of the people in the room have done 70 plus. So it's really asking somebody's win percentages, asking for their challenges and successes at the same time. And if you assume that their win rate is something that creates your reality, you're limiting yourself. Right? So find out what your win rate is. To answer your question, for the month of October, I think I was at 58. September I had a pretty challenging month. I was 40 something. I was less than 50. I
Yeah.
made money though. Here's the thing. You only need to win 40% of the time to make money, and that means that you're losing. You could be wrong more than you're right, and you should still make money if you manage your risk well. What job? Imagine being a surgeon. You kill a patient. You go in the waiting room, tell their family, "I was wrong." That doesn't fly. You're not going to be a surgeon for very long if you do that. In trading, it's not about being right. It's about making money and winning percentage puts a lot of onus and stress on being right. And when you try to be right, you're going to lose money. When you read the real time and don't worry about your win percentage, you make money because you're focusing on the right things. I don't know my win percentage till the end of the month, and then I just do it for fun. I don't really care. But yeah, come out, check it out. Kim, NOP is great. It's my second time through the course. It's been a real eye opener this time. That's awesome, Kim. We uh, we love you, Kim. We spent some time
Yeah.
with you for a week, and I'm very happy to hear that. The second time through, you're gonna pick up other tidbits as you learn more. You build a higher level foundation. More of it becomes relevant. So I'm very happy to hear that. And thanks for being here. Referring to the morning market update, can you expand upon the Fed buying up bonds? Oh, SK, I could. Oh my gosh, come out on the webinar, sign up, check us out. You get 14 days. Remember that, and ask me that question. I could show you some charts and my reasoning behind it. It's really not a good venue in a Q&A to share this data. I got to show you charts, a lot of things, but there is something going on underneath their noses. The Fed won't tell us. I have a sneaky suspicion of what it is. That's actually a good idea for an elite member webinar, explaining the
Yeah.
repos because many people don't get it.
Yeah. I'll take these two
Yeah,
here.
go for it.
White Buffalo, why do you guys prefer Sierra chart? Um, Sierra chart was kind of more of a business decision than it was a personal decision, but it turned into something that we actually enjoyed using. So we were originally on a platform that's no longer around, and that one costs around 200 bucks a month. And obviously, our members wanted to, kind of keep costs in check while you're learning. So $200 platform versus a what's here like $35 platform a month. It's kind of a no-brainer, especially if they're both doing the same thing. And Sierra actually has a lot more customization that you can do. That being said, the caveat is that it's a little bit more of a archaic platform, and it does have a bigger learning curve. So that's why we like Sierra. It's a cheap platform, cheap software, stable data, and it gets everything that we need. So
Guys, don't tell anyone this. We know the owners of Sierra if they're listening. This isn't an invitation for you to charge me more, but if it costs 300 bucks, I'd pay it. I love the features, how customizable it is, and I just love the platform. I remember when I started trading, I was paying about $750 a month to trade futures. People in a proprietary environment, their desk fees are over $1,000. Right now, it's the cheapest it's ever been, and that's the least of the benefits. You want to do the CQG one? You're like the data
yeah.
king.
What is best for data, CQG or Rhythmic? Sam, if you're on Sierra, neither, actually. Sierra is actually going to be dropping support for CQG data and for Rhythmic data as of 2020. And so, excuse me, the data that we're using right now is the Denali exchange feed within Sierra charts. Excuse me. And that one basically gives us the full order book for all the products that are within the CME bundle, the CME group. So you've got CME, you got NYMEX, you got COMEX. Um, I think that's it. And so for the products that we trade, that's all that we need. We only trade CME products on our end here. If you're going to be trading something like, I don't know, the DAX or even the Osaka exchange, you're going to need to get a different exchange. You're gonna have to pay a different exchange fee. So then you can use the Sierra chart data feed. But if you're gonna be trading solely CME products, then the Denali exchange feed is the best one at the moment, and it's probably the most cost effective as well.
Awesome. Let's look at John's. Love that restaurant.
Yeah, Roni.
By the way, yeah, Rody, that's great, man. I'm surprised your family owned. Not surprised, but that's great to know that our members have success on that level too. That's awesome, brother. Hope you're enjoying your time over in Israel. John, why do many traders provide training courses? John, that's an interesting question. I think you asked the other one as well. Was it you? You seem to be a little bit skeptical, and I like it because skepticism is a good quality of investors. Let me answer to you why a lot of traders seem to teach. It's because you're looking for it, right? You know how sometimes you buy a car and you're like, I got my Mercedes S63 AMG, and you're like, yes, not nobody has it, but it's a car that I enjoy. That's what I drive. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing S63 AMGs all over the place because now that I'm seeing it, it's in my plain sight. If you're going to search for trading education, you're going to find trading education. The fact is that many traders do not educate. The ones that are really good traders will educate. Let me change this. It's a choice. All right, it's a personal choice. Let me ask you this, John. What do you do as a job? I'm gonna assume, I don't know, something like, I'm gonna go with a painter. I don't know. All right, I'm just making stuff up. It could be anything. If you're a painter and you're the best painter in the world and you have $30 million in your account, John, what do you do with your time? Does painting seem fun for you? Now imagine teaching other people to paint. All right, it's kind of like, I believe that when you succeed in a certain thing, it's not a nice thing to do. It's your right. It's your requirement to give back and teach others. So I think you're facing the people who have chosen to teach in their career path in addition to their trading, and you're forgetting about all the other people who do it professionally who don't want to teach and don't. They just make their money, go home, and that's it for them. So by choosing what you're looking for, you're gonna. It seems like that's all there is, but there's a lot more traders that don't teach it than those that do. I know a lot of them, right? They're like, I don't want to go on the microphone. I just want to do my trades. Great. I have to go on the microphone because I want to give you guys this knowledge. If I didn't have the passion for this, think about the other people who wouldn't have come into the business. So it's a snowball effect. I get more joy out of seeing our members make money than me making it myself. Like I swear to God, like that's on my life. And so to me, it's very exciting. Um, Look at this, William Craig. Right after that,
Scroll up.
I hit your daily plus goal this morning. I've implemented your advice by taking quicker trades. Wow, thanks, George, and all you trade pros. See, William, that just made me smile. I'm so happy for you. If I had a down day, your guys' success brings me up. If I have a good day and you guys are doing better, your success cheers me up as well. I love to read these comments. And if you've ever helped somebody achieve something for themselves and you felt happiness for that, you're somebody who needs to give back. If you haven't, that's okay. Just do your own thing. Just contribute in other ways. This is my calling. Um, I'm not saying everyone that teaches trading is their calling either.
What's this? What's actually good risk management?
Thank you, Fernando. Said best program
Okay.
out there. Appreciate you, bro. We have 53 reviews in Google and it's 5 stars. I mean, like we care. That's why. And all our members know that. We care about you guys. Our number one corporate value at TRADEPRO Academy is we care.
Yep.
We don't measure ourselves by revenue. We measure ourselves by people impacted. Right? If you impact people, you're gonna get money. Why are you gonna make money? So you can help more people. The universe gives resources to those that empower change. Simple statement. Hard to understand in life. It took me years to get that.
Algo trading.
Da, da, da. Would you ever consider using one manage long-term positions?
Like a robot?
Yeah, I don't like trading robots. I like control. I
Yeah.
think risk management is something you could automate maybe, but I think I like the control of the trades. And I don't think robots are smart enough to figure, because what is a market? It's human emotion. Why would you code something that has no emotion to interpret something that's made purely of emotion? That's my sort of view on it. A lot of the algorithms that trade are scalping algos. They'll throw a bid and an offer and try to get filled on both and cross the spread. But I don't like it. Would you ever do an algo?
Uh,
Like if you could automate your whole strategy, would you?
I do know people that use algos for pretty much what you said for risk management. So let's say they'll take a trade and then I know one guy that uses an EA for trailing behind like a moving average. So if he gets filled on a position, he'll activate the EA and then it'll just keep trailing as long as the moving average or price is below the moving average, something like that. But whoops. Myself personally, not the biggest fan of that. Like Georgie said, I like to have control, and robots they don't really like he said, it's the market is humans and human emotions, and robots have no emotions. So one of the things that I like to do is you've got like technical analysis, and then there's mental analysis, where you're kind of it's the next step above technical analysis, where you're actually getting into the minds of traders that are actually positioned in the markets, and you're working on where their stops are, where their liquidity is at, and then once you have a good understanding of that, trailing stops becomes a little bit easier because you kind of know where the liquidity is sitting. And then as long as you stay above that liquidity, if price comes up into it, trades the liquidity, and then continues going lower, then you can start moving your stop. But like I said, it's more of a personal thing. Myself personally, I like to do it myself, um, give myself the control.
Awesome. Daniel says, can you tell me how much I should do in week with 100K without big risk? Are you looking to make $100,000 a week without big risk? Just can you just please clarify a little bit? Because Daniel, we've had a few chats on YouTube, and I know that's not what you're asking, but I will answer it when you give me a little bit of background. How long did your friend take to build that 700 to 100K? Geez, I might get in trouble. I'll share this thing about David with you.
We, I think we have a video. I think we have a review on YouTube from him
Yeah,
where he kind of explains
he
that
does.
with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
own words. Um,
I'll
but
tell you this.
yeah, I'll let George take
This is
it.
the only thing I'll tell you about this story is when he joined, I had a call with him. All right, and he told me he's like, I'm gonna be your most successful student ever. And I'm like, I believe it, bro. I love hearing that kind of stuff. I'm here to help you achieve it. Let's do it. And he mentioned the goal was 100K in the first year, and I know that he was very close to it if he didn't exceed it. Plus, it's his business. I don't want to spill the beans. I only shared that because he's given us permission and actually left the YouTube video telling you guys about his experience. He does incredibly well. We're very proud of the guy, and as far as we know, I mean, it's above that now, but his journey to success has been phenomenal. You guys should listen to this video. I'll put the link of the YouTube here.
Yeah.
David's the man. Daniel, I didn't mean for you to retract the comment, bro. I hope you didn't take that the wrong way. I just want to help you. Um, what's up, George? Can you talk about adding on a position that looks like it's going to go in your favor? TJ, sure. That's kind of like the pyramiding, right?
Yeah.
You find the way you want to pyramid, TJ, is you get an initial position.
You want to draw?
Yeah, I can draw it. But here, yeah, I'm gonna draw something for you. This is our acetates. So look, I'm gonna explain to you like this. That's all you need to do. I flip the camera flips it. Let me just explain it to you. It's not gonna work because it flips it backwards, and people are gonna have to flip it in their brain. Well, then I have to draw it backwards. So uh, I'm not that skilled. I think it's more likely for people to read it backwards than for me to draw it that way. Um, you get in. I explained the pyramiding aspect. You get in on an initial position, take a risk, a small risk, much smaller than your ultimate position. As you're profitable with that trade, move your stop loss to lock in profit. Let's say it's $100. Now add in a second contract that the maximum risk is $100. You're using the profit from your first entry to scale up to a bigger position without taking a single penny more of risk. That's risk management. All right, it's a great question. Do you teach methods? You teach methods of futures trading I can do on my cell phone. No, Douglas, I care about you, Douglas, because you're part of our community, and I care about everyone. And because I care about you, I got to tell you, you can't trade futures on the phone, brother. It's a market where it's very high pace, high action, and I'm assuming if you're trading from your phone, it's because you're trying to do it during your job or any other distraction. And I'd say focus on building a plan where you can spend more time because you're gonna lose money trading on your phone. That's going to ruin your psychology. It's going to lead to frustration at your current job. And the dangers are enormous of doing that. I advise you not to. If you still want to, go for it. But I'm just giving you my opinion. I think trading on a cell phone is a very dangerous thing for futures. If you want to swing trade, manage your positions, great. By all means, day trading on your phone, disaster. That's just my opinion. Please don't get angry. I care about you.
Yeah, I would just say the same thing. For swing trading, it's a little bit more applicable because swing trading is a lot more hands off than day trading is. You can set orders on your phone and you can manage existing positions. But as far as day trading, especially with the strategy or with the style that we trade, you utilizing order flow, um, it's gonna be tough to get the tools that you need onto a single device. You know what I mean? Like I have four screens here. It's not to say that you need four screens to to use the software, but it's going to become a lot more difficult if you're trying to do it on the phone. So to answer that, swing trading potentially, as far as day trading, I'd stay away from using your phone.
Lackey Tack. What are the tax advantages of trading futures in Canada? The advantage is Canada's very tricky jurisdiction in tax. The first time you file a trading return, you have a choice to file it two ways: income or capital gains. If you file it income, you can expense all your trading fees, platforms, etc. Your income is taxed at 100%. Never do that option. If you plan to make money in the industry, do not do income. If you do capital gains, only 50% of the returns are added to your income, but you can't expense all your trading fees. If your trading fees are $200-300 a month and you're making 100K, would you rather expense $200 to $300 a month or be only taxed on half of those gains? So capital gains the election. Once you elect once, you cannot change it. The CRA frowns upon that, very much so. How does someone get started? Just head on their website, go to TradeProAcademy.com, and we have 3 packages there. If you want to be part of the trading room environment, if you want to be more active, Pro or Elite's your best bet. Elite has a psychology course, Pro does not, but both of them have the trading room on a daily basis. So get started there. If you want to do more of a longer term approach, the swing trading package is the one for you. It's $129 a month.
Douglas, I'll also add, if you check out our website, TradePro Academy, one of the tabs at the top is a free training. So the free training, you'll get a look into the first, what is it, the first lesson of each of our paid courses. And so that covers foundations course, that covers Forex, options, futures, believe the psychology course, and then there's a plan that you get at the end of it. And so that's a good primer, especially if you're newer to this industry. It'll get you introduced to the different asset classes, different styles of trading, get you up to speed with that, and then from there you can kind of decide what's your best bet.
Amazing.
White Buffalo, do you guys journal trades? Why or why not? That's a great question. So to answer that, yes. I know I still personally journal trades. I know George's situation, but I'll let him explain his. I do journal trades. I actually did a video for you guys on YouTube here using Evernote. So I use Evernote, and the reason why I journal trades is simply to keep track of what I'm doing, and keep track of my progress, right? You're not able to change anything if you're not tracking it, right? And so if you're not journaling your trades, we actually had this discussion the other day. If you're not really tracking your trades, tracking your performance, you've got nothing to fix, or rather, you don't know what you have to fix in order to progress. So yeah, we journal trades. My style of journaling has changed, obviously, since I started. I used to do it every single day. Now I'll still do it, but really only if I take trades that don't really fit my criteria, right? So these days it's more so if I'm not happy with a trade, or if I'm not happy with the performance throughout the day, then I'll journal. But if I have a really good day, I won't really journal that. But what I do is, if I have a great day, I'll have a separate folder which I have, like, it's called my case studies or my Hall of Fame. And that's where I put all the trades that went really well, that I managed really well. That way, when I sit down in front of the screen before the session, I take a look at those trades, my Hall of Fame trades, and get myself in the right mindset to be like, all right, this is what the trade looked like last time. I have a solid case study of these. I know what I'm looking for, and that really kind of primes you to execute without hesitating.
That's great. Man, I almost don't have anything to add. For me personally, I don't journal. Remember, I'm in the 18th year of my career. When I started, I journaled every single day, every single trade with enormity of details. And you should too. If you're brand new and you haven't hit consistency yet, you should be journaling every day. There comes a point where you know what you're doing and you don't need a journal. The only time I journal is when I have a bad day. What is a bad day? It's not one I lose money necessarily. I've had bad days where I made money. I have great days where I've lost money. The trigger for me to journal are days where I've broken down in discipline. I've chased the market. I've went bigger size than usual. 18 years in this game, I'm still doing those mistakes, guys. That's what I'm trying to do. It's part of your human nature. If you're growing, you're going to be exposed to risk and liability. I still make these mistakes. These days they're not as stupid and I catch them quicker. All right, but these mistakes happen. So when I have a complete lapse or a breakdown of a day where I didn't follow the rules, and whether I made money or not, I don't feel like I executed the plan, I'll journal because there's a learning lesson in that. But if I execute the plan and I lose money, I don't journal it. I don't need to journal it. I don't have to dwell in the negativity because tomorrow it's going to bring more negativity. I stick to the positive. I'm like, let me just go and execute the plan again tomorrow. Part of trading is that you're taking variable income, which means sometimes it's below zero. You have a negative return. Own it, move on, and keep going. If you're following the plan and losing every single day, all right, then you have to stop, evaluate your journal, and see what went wrong. I'll tell you this, of my 7 years in this business and 18 years trading, 5 of which were on a professional trading desk, I know very few people who have followed the plan that they've created that screwed up. Very, 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 very few people. Most of them don't follow the plan and screw up. All right. So that's how I journal.
Awesome. Will, you're just a gem.
I love Will.
Will,
Well,
you're
here, let me give you a hug. Oh. Hold it, Will.
hold on to that, Will.
Yeah.
Will, you're a gem. I think that's all that needs to be said there.
Yeah.
PCF, when we have multiple trading opportunities in the market, spreading the small amount across multiple opportunities or deploying more on a few trades, which one is preferable? Um, PCF, that really depends on your style of trading. I know George is a little bit more aggressive and trigger happy than I am. So, like myself personally,
It's true.
I prefer less is more. So I'll take one or two trades, but I'll size up on those. Um, that's my style. I prefer that. I know my edge, and I know that if I wait and for the set, like when my setups actually do form and I'm patient for those, I know I can get paid nice, and I only need one move to get paid nice, right? So if my first trade, if I get paid nice on that, it's going to be difficult, not difficult, but I'm going to be a lot more protective of that capital than somebody like George might be because he's a little bit more aggressive than I am.
And it's good to know that. It's
Yeah.
good to know yourself, and that's why you don't want to follow anyone's signals, by the way. And that's why anyone's results don't mean anything to you. But I'll give you a curveball on this one. What's the correlation between assets? If you're looking to buy Nasdaq and the S&P 500, you might as well choose one and go with it because they're correlated. So you're splitting one trade into two anyways on two products. All you're doing is introducing complexity of managing those positions unnecessary. But if you have one trade in equities, one in the crude oil market, that's two uncorrelated. There is correlation there, but slight, not as tight as Nasdaq and S&P. So know your correlations, and what I'll do is two trades max is what I can manage. If I have a third trade, I ask myself which one of these three is going to be the one that's least attractive to me. What's the one from a risk point where I'm risking a lot more than I could probably be gaining? Let me eliminate that one and go with the ones that have solid risk ratio. So I'll trade two max. I can barely pay attention for 10 minutes straight on one thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, yeah, if you hold the trade more than like 10 minutes, we like to call you Warren Buffett.
Yeah. I don't hold for very long. I'm trigger happy. I have a lot of I tend to be a trader who scratches a lot of trades,
Yeah.
which is why my win rates aren't high. Like you'll look at my win rate and you say 45%. How are you a pro trader? Remove the scratches where I lost one tick, and it goes to like 60 or 70 very quickly. I take a lot of trades and I scratch a lot. And when I get the right one, I know how to hodl it and milk it. Sometimes, not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes I overtrade and get myself in trouble. That's when the journal comes out.
Champ.
Uh, would you recommend these companies out there that give? Yeah, TopStep is our partner, by
Yep.
the way. TopStep is our partner in getting funded. Despite them being my partner, it doesn't mean that I have to give a certain opinion because of that. I will tell you the cold hard truth. I've told them as well. Um, Here's what TopStep does. They give you access to capital, right? They'll give you a $50,000 account to trade what? Three futures, I think, or four? I
Uh,
think it's four.
two. Two.
No, two
Yeah.
minis.
Oh no, that's 50.
Okay, on 50,000 account, you get to trade three minis. Don't be fooled. Nobody has $50,000 allocated to your account. All right, the margin is 400 per spoos on each lot, so they have $1,200 of money that they borrow on a credit facility. I don't know about TopStep. This is generally how prop firms work, and they provide you the buying power or margin required, but they're not actually putting $50,000 in your account. As a funded $50,000 trader, you don't have $50,000 that you're working with. So here's what I'll tell you. Now that makes it a little bit different, right? Because $1,400 is probably money you already have to swing the three lots. So if you're gonna try to get funded and trade other people's money, you have to understand this. Number one, the expenses are much higher. You're paying professional data fees because now you are trading someone's money. Remember the differentiation earlier on? Professional in the industry is taken as somebody who trades other people's money. And if you're trading OPM, your costs go up. It's $102 in exchange. To get the correlation factor in markets, you're going to need four exchanges. Now you're up to $400 in fees. All right. So here's the truth. Your costs go up and you have reset fees. Whenever you break the rules, you can reset. If you're going to try it, I'm all for it because we recommend TopStep as a partner for prop trading. If you're going to try it, give yourself a cap. I'm going to hit my reset fees 5 times. And if I can't get funded within 5 times, I've lost more money on reset fees than I would have needed to trade one lot for myself. Very important. Have a stop loss, risk management. Remember, that's what I told you about. It's a recurring theme. Have a stop loss on the amount of times you're going to pay the reset fee, because at a certain point you're paying more than just saving that money trading for yourself, right? That's my feedback. There are very few prop firms these days that exists in the old model. The old model was, I mean, people don't even know how prop firms work. You know what the old prop firm model was? You sit at the desk, you pay $2,500 to cover your pro fees, the desk rental fee, everything else. And if you make $10,000 that month, it's 10,000 minus the 2,500. 60% goes to you, 40 to the firm. So that's a prop firm. Any firm that, online these days and the way they operate, obviously there's costs to it, but there's a very little investment for you. So cap your investment, use that to your advantage. I think I spoke a lot longer on that than I wanted to. Common. That's what happens when you give me coffee. That's why I said no.
That's what we said. He said if you ask Georgie the right questions,
I open up like a
he
queen.
opens.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Gangsta Kid, we appreciate that.
Where's he at?
Thank you for showing up right here.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Look, um, I'm not gonna go on that rant. I'll tell you this, bro. Assuming from your name, I'm gonna tell you that the mindset to hustle on the street or in any kind of other activity. I'm not saying what you're doing is not right, but it's a very similar mindset that you could apply to success overall. So I'm proud of you for coming out here and learning stuff. And I'm just judging this by your name. I might be completely off base. For all I know, you're making 700K coding for Google. I don't know, but I'm just saying I appreciate you and thank you for being here and sending the love.
Righteous.
We'll see you in there, Righteous. We look forward to it, brother.
We look forward to seeing you in there. Private trading class group.
We do. And Zaz, you asked this. Seems like one time. You asked a lot of times, but we're getting to the questions. We believe in fairness. So yeah, we have private trading classes group. We have a boot camp coming up, but our boot camps are only for our members. They cost money. This is the kind of money that most other people will try to charge you for an education course. We want to qualify people. We think that if you take one of the seats in the boot camp, you need to be ready for it. And so I don't sell that boot camp to people that aren't members who haven't taken the training, because we want to help people. Selling it to you will make us money in the business level, but it will do nothing for you. And if I do something that's wrong for you, it's not going to lead to more money. All right. The only way that you make money in this life is to care about people and to give. So yes, we have private stuff, but you got to be a member to access that for a good reason, right? It's my ethics. I can't do that. We have coaching as well, by the way, one-on-one with Victoria, with me, with Steven, with Us Oil, and they're very affordable packages.
After taking the courses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amathea. That's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Amethyst. It's like a crystal.
Yeah.
An amethyst is a crystal. It's amazing, Amathea.
Chrysanthemum.
Yes. In the daily trading room, you guys ask questions. We answer them in real time.
Yeah.
We give you analysis. We help answer everything. It's a really good mix between trading levels, learning new information, answering your questions, news sources, how to react to them, what's coming out, new trading strategies, new things that we're implementing and members are implementing. It's just a lot of stuff. I ran out of fingers.
Yeah, I mean, it's all business when the markets are moving. When the markets tend to slow down, that's when we tend to get a little bit more into the lessons part of it. When it starts to applying patience, things like that, where if the market starts to slow down and you start looking or you're trying to force trades, that's not what we want you guys to do, because that's not what we're doing, right? So when the market slows down, we tend to get into kind of something like what we're doing here. We tend to go on a little bit of rants on lessons, whether it's patience, what we're seeing, etc. And it all has learnable benefits for you guys, especially for the newer ones that that think as a day trader you always have to be in a trade, or to think that you have to take a trade every single day. That's simply not the case. If the market conditions aren't suitable for your strategy, for your edge, then there's no trade to be had.
I love that guy. Wait, our rants, by the way, are like, we think they're rants because we've been in this industry for a while, but they're very helpful to the members. I'll tell you this: if you want to really, where's Louise? He's the one that was asking about trading statements. If you want to really find out if the person teaching you has ever traded or is currently trading, wait till a news event drops. One of those, like Donald Trump says that China is not coming to the table to purchase egg products. Trade deal could be off. Ask him a question in that very moment. Hey, what happened with it? If he answers you right away, he's not trading. There's times when markets will move so fast. I'm like, guys, give me a second. I got to work this trade. I just shut up and do my trade. And so that's the challenge, is that is finding the right balance. And so I can't give you a typical breakdown of a day because there is no typical day. Every single day is
Yeah.
different. Difference between how much we educate, how much we trade, what strategies. But I'll tell you this: no question goes unanswered. If you guys have been here for the last hour and 10 minutes, you already know that. Great question. Caesar, thank you guys for being transparent with us. I'd love to hear what you guys like to do in your free time when you're not trading. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Caesar. That means
That's
you
a good
care.
question.
Um, I like the. How do I answer this honestly with you? Um, I'm gonna be transparent here on this one. In the last 2 weeks, I haven't had much free time. I've been leaving the office at 11 p.m. every single day. Um, I work hard enough that people around me think I'm nuts, but they don't understand what it feels like to have a purpose. All right. Every single time I'm ready to go home from the office and I hear somebody say, "Hey George," like Will just said, the information you taught me is priceless. I'm changing my life. How the hell can you go home after that? You know what I mean? Like, when you guys give me this kind of empowerment for yourself, it motivates the crap out of me to grind even harder. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It's probably unhealthy, but I've been spending a lot of time in the office. Again, not a family show, and I only use colorful language to illustrate a purpose. I've been busting balls because we have so much stuff coming out that's going to help change your guys' life, and that makes me happy. I sit here and I smile. I was here till 11:30 last night. My wife called me. She was at the office too. She runs her own business. She's like, "Are you coming home?" I'm like, "Soon." And she goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna work for another 30 minutes too." So to answer your question, I like hockey. I like to chill with my family. I like very basic, simple things. I like to recharge around the people I love. Other than hockey, honestly, and working, this is my passion. This doesn't even feel like a job. It's amazing. I get to trade, and then I get to help you guys with it and develop content. I love to create, and like I said, this is a calling for me. Whether you believe it or not, that's for you to decide. Come out and check it out. What do you like to do, Marky?
Um, Honestly, the same thing. There's not very much free time. When we do have free time, I like to read. I like to read books. I like to read a lot on personal development. It was actually this guy that got me started on a lot of the reading.
I'll talk about that
Yeah,
R100.
it was so reading. I like to read, and then again, hockey. I played sports my whole life, so hockey was one of the big ones.
You're a great hockey player, bro.
Thanks, man. Hockey, tennis, soccer, and golf when the temperature's right and the was it when the temperature's right and the colleagues or the group that you're going with is good. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. I forgot one other one. You just remind me, Marky. I like to do a lot of personal development stuff. It might sound corny to you. I love to read books and listen to courses, audio tapes, anything that's like psychological, something that develops your mind and fosters positivity. And I think that's a really big hobby and passion of mine. Um,
Did we answer R100s first? Is there any inexpensive squawks? I'm not sure if Georgie covered that R100.
I did not.
Financial, is it financial?
Yeah,
Financial
financial
juice.
juice. It's free.
Yeah, Financial Juice is a free squawk. It's a good place to start. Obviously, the paid ones are better. They're not delayed, so you get the information real time. But if you're starting out and you just want to get an idea of what a new squawk is like, then Financial Juice would be a good place to start. Where do you go? Uh, let's see what else. Genocide. Pizza's on its way. Um, Do you guys have any suggestions of how much one should be earning relative their job income before quitting? I know it's subjective, but I mean maybe 2 or 3 times your monthly job wage.
Where are we
Uh,
at here?
yeah.
Oh,
Amithia, what I would suggest is, I know at the time that I quit, I had probably like a year's worth. It wasn't necessarily how much I was making, it was how much I had saved up. And I had probably a year's worth of expenses saved up before going full time. And so at the time, I was around where what I was making on my salary, maybe one and a half. But I knew it was time to dive in full and give this my full 100% go at it. So for me, I think it was more so just having a year's worth of savings before making the jump. You don't want to be in the situation, not that you don't want to be, but it's not an easy situation if you put yourself where you don't have any savings and then you quit your job and then you rely on trading to make a full-time income. That's going to put a lot of stress on you, and your performance can take a hit on the back of that. So to give yourself the best chance of success, obviously you want to have a large enough safety net, not safety net, but emergency fund. And I'd say at least what you're doing at your job, like 1x. If you're doing the same, um, that's a good place to start.
I think if you wait till you make 2 to 3 times of your income of your regular job to do trading, I know it sounds safe and secure and like it proves to you that you can do this. By the time you do 2 to 3 times the income of your regular job will probably fire you because you're not doing it. I'm just gonna be honest. For me, there was no other option than succeeding in trading. So luckily for me in my career, the way it's been, I've always been a trader first. So it's more like, how many hours do I have to put in to this other job so I can continue to trade? I've always been going back and forth in like part-time work and trading, and you got to let go of the safety. I think what you're looking for is a safety net, and I think that safety net is gonna hurt you more than help you. I'm not saying quit tomorrow, Amathea. You have a beautiful name. I don't know if I told you that. I'm not saying quit tomorrow, but I'm saying you need less than that. I mean, at the end of the day, there is no perfect time. If you're gonna wait for a perfect time, life's gonna run out. The sand clock's gonna drip out to the completion before there is a perfect time, prototypically. So I would say this: save some money, give it a shot. The worst thing that could happen to you is you could get back in the same industry you were at, especially if you've done well there. So to me, remember this: you have to understand the person before you accept their opinion. I don't value safety. Safety to me is a lack of growth. You want to be safe, it's not going to lead to happiness. And there's two different things. I give up my safety. I always have, not like survival safety. That's different.
Yeah.
But I give up the safety because to me I know that nothing good has ever happened out of safety. The times I've played it the safest, it's cost me the most and hurt me the most. So, not saying leave tomorrow, but I'm saying make a plan and wait until you're psychologically ready and not an income. Does that make sense? And plan for it, and you'll have a good shot.
Yeah. You're gonna have to make the jump at one point or another. I know when I was thinking of it, I would give it probably, I had it planned out 3 to 5 years in the future. And then I talked to this guy actually on the way to hockey, and he asked me a question that not very many people ask, and it was like, what's keeping you from doing this now? And I really didn't have an answer to that. There wasn't really any reason why I was, planning for it 3 to 5 years out. And after that conversation, I think I quit probably 2 or 3 weeks after that. So to answer your question, you're never gonna feel completely ready, and that's just part of the process. You got to be ready. You got to be willing to jump, and I think Steve Harvey said it the best. He said you're gonna be willing. You got to be willing to jump. Everyone that is successful has made the jump. Your wings might not open up right away. You might hit a rock or a branch on the way down, but the wings are gonna open up before you hit the ground,
Oh, I love that.
and that's really up to you.
Can I just say one more thing? Do you think the guys that were going to fight in World War II ever felt ready? It's an honest question. It's not like a laugh kind of question. I don't think so, and I think it's sad. But I think that's what we do in trading. We're fighting every single frickin' day for a penny. There's no safe penny in this business. If you're looking for safety, trading is not for you. It's mismatched to what your desires are. If you're looking for opportunity, oh baby, this is the business for you. No employees, cash flow, little expenses. Um, but I'll tell you this: it's individual to you, and whenever you feel ready, make the leap. We're spending a lot of time on this because it's a question everyone's gonna have to answer. When I left, my corporate job, I was a trader at the time, moved into sales. So I was actually doing more sales towards the tail end of my corporate career. And when I left, I felt like it was too early. The first month that I traded, I lost $20,000. This is when I was still trading at work and doing probably about 40 to 50% of the income at work on a consistent basis. So I was making less than I was at work. Remember, you're also spending less when you work from home. And I lost 20K in the first month. It was horrific. And I said, Jesus, I left too early. What the heck was I thinking? That right there is struggle, challenges, is an opportunity for you to change. That was the universe's way of testing me. Do I really want this? Could have crawled back in my shell, called my boss, got my job back in a minute. I was making over $100,000 a year when I left my job. All right. And to me, it never crossed my mind that I'm going to have to go back to corporate ever. I'm like, I'm going to make this work. And I hunkered down. I started going small. I started going for $100 a day. That was the target. Started doing it, scaling up, recovered that profit and then some. But I'll tell you this. I remember laying on the floor saying, what the heck did I do? But I wasn't thinking about sulking. I was saying, I'm thinking about a comeback. How do I make this comeback? In retrospect, I left late. I should have left way before I did in the corporate job. And that's my story. Hopefully that helps you. Um, any tax advantages? Oh, three favorite books of all time. I got this for you, White Buffalo, because I like Buffalo too. Uh, Think and Grow Rich. This is just one of them. Napoleon Hill. Awesome, awesome book. None of my top 5 books are trading books. Trading books are not going to help you trade. Books that help you develop your mind are going to help you trade way better than any trading book. I love this book so much, I was about to throw it backwards. No way. No
Yeah.
freaking way am I doing that to this.
This is the one that's free, right?
Yeah, that's a free book.
Yeah. The best thing about this book is
I paid
that,
for it.
yeah, I paid for it, but the was it the patent?
The copyright.
The
It's out of copyright.
Yeah, it's
So
out of copyright, so it's available online for you guys if you want. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'll add in another one of mine. I like Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss.
that's a great book.
It's like a Bible almost, but that's a really big one, and it's something I check on, you know, almost once a day, because there's a lot of really really cool insights from a lot of successful people, and it's based on 3 principles: wisdom, success, and health, spirituality. So it covers pretty much the whole personal development sphere, and really really good. Always learn something new every time I check back.
I'll mention a few more for you. Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, must have. Again, this is a mindset expanding type of thing. This also reminds us. Should we tell them, Marky? It's next week. Wallace Wattles. We're gonna make a huge announcement in this webinar or in this Q&A session. Number one, because you guys are part of the 25,000 that help us get here, and second of all, there's gonna be something huge I announce for you. It's gonna help you and it's free. Hang on 1 minute before I get there though. Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. Phenomenal book. Start with the Why, Simon Sinek. Great book. It's going to really help you with your mental state. Another one that I really like is The Power of the Subconscious Mind, Joseph Murray. It will explain to you how your mind works, and once you have the manual for your mind and you tune it to be congruent with trading, imagine what you could create. That's the kind of stuff that I read, and we have more. You want to tell them what it is? I'll let you do the honors, Marky. How about that? We've been working on something great. I'm going to let Mark tell you what we're doing next Thursday. It's becoming official, and you guys are asking such good questions. You made me tell you about this.
That's the 21st, right?
Yeah, November 21st. Tell him, Marky.
All right, guys. So
Are you ready? Wait, hold on, drum roll.
drum roll.
Maybe we shouldn't do it. All right, go. Go for
All
it.
right. So the announcement, since you guys are in here, and we appreciate you guys so much. We are going to be releasing a podcast.
Woo.
So we're going to be starting off a podcast. We've been working really hard on this the last couple of months, and this is going to be a huge podcast. It's going to be super innovative in the industry. I don't think we've seen many or really any kinds of podcasts on this. It's going to be completely focused on trading psychology. All right, guys. So first 5 episodes, we kind of put together a little mini series to help you guys build up your psychological foundation as it relates to trading and to life. And then after those first 5 or 6, after the first 5 episodes, each episode is going to be discussing an individual trading challenge or psychological challenge that traders face when they trade. So the first 5 episodes are going to be it's going to be a mini series with regards to trading psychology, and then the following episodes are going to be based on psychological challenges. So something like if you've ever taken a trade, you've gotten stopped out, and then you've struggled with the fear of putting on another trade because of getting stopped out, or even what MB just mentioned. What would you suggest to do to get out of ruined trading psychology after a bad losing streak? That's going to be something like that is going to be a topic. So we're going to be focusing on these individual topics, these individual touching points that we know a lot of traders struggle with, whether it's a new trader or even more seasoned traders like myself and George. Things like FOMO, fear of missing out. We've been trading for a while. This stuff still happens to us, and I think it's important for newer traders to see what the mindset is about of people that do this every single day. And I think you guys are going to find a lot of value on the back of that, because we did a lot of work, a lot of research. We've asked a lot of questions. I've scraped forums. I've scraped YouTube comments of videos to find what traders are having the most difficulty with and how we can best put together content to help you guys out. So stay tuned.
That's awesome, man. We're really excited about this project, guys. Now you know why we've been staying here for late evenings, but we recorded the first 5 episodes. The first three are going to be available next Thursday. We're going to need your help. I'm going to ask you that in exchange for this and to help us create more great content, you help us by going on iTunes, giving us a thumbs up, and rating the podcast. That tells iTunes we're doing good. If we get the number one new and noteworthy, we're going to be able to reach more people who could share more challenges that could help you better with yours. So we're really excited about it. I'm hoping you guys are excited. This is going to be groundbreaking. There isn't a trading psychology podcast out there. This is all we're going to focus on. Trading psychology. It's that important. So there you go. There's news. I'm going to cut it off for questions. So we're going to do every one of these down to what East Village just said. What do I think of Don Cherry? Uh, I don't know. As an immigrant who likes hockey, I had no problem with his comments. I agree. People should support these things. And I mean, I think they just had it out for him anyways. Both of you are just inspiration for me. More I watch, more I get clever. Keep going. One day I'll join Trading Room, and I know that since that moment, my life will change. That's amazing, Vitali. I send you love, joy, and happiness. And this is what we do it for. And I'm happy you're getting value. And know that I believe in you. And know that you deserve it. And you're capable. And you are already abundant. So I look forward to hearing some success from you. I appreciate your YouTube videos. Thanks for what you do, Mark. Please bring back the afternoon market update. Thanks, Craig, for the feedback. We've just been working on a lot of podcast stuff. Genevicide, what's your real name, bro? I can't, we keep chatting back and forth, having some good moments, and I just go home like Genevicide. Like, am I even saying that right? I could still dunk. I've never been able to. MB barking up the wrong tree blog is a very good website for self development. I'm gonna check that out. Thank you, MB. I didn't know of it.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, Mark is gonna jot it down, and for everyone here as well, check it out. Psychology and mind development is the most important aspect of your trading. Craig, we answered that a little bit earlier on. Well, no, wait, sorry, we didn't. Sorry, it's too late. Is it too late to learn how to day trade over the age of 60? No, Craig. Craig, are you alive? If you're alive at the moment, can you just type yes? If you're not, I'm going to send help. I'm waiting for you to type yes. Oh my God.
We're delayed.
What have we? Oh yeah, that's right. We're delayed by 20 seconds. And when you answer that, I'll give you the answer, Craig. Nab Gill, love that idea. 89, 90% is that psychology. Absolutely, man. I'd even say 100% of success, whether it's trading or anything, is psychology. You'll notice that people who are successful have similar traits and habits. It's all up here in the mindset, and those are the ones we call lucky. But we're gonna help you think like the lucky people and become one of them. And it's all up here. It's wild. Um, could you elaborate on the difficulty of trading, what it took for both of you to get in the zone, so to speak? The freedom grind, if you rewind a little bit, we talked about that. Somewhere around the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, yeah. What else?
What did Craig say? Something funny. East Village says podcast fantastic. Listen to you guys all day long. Awesome, East Village. Bird Nerd, we're going to start next Thursday and one episode a week every Thursday since then. And we hope that we can get your support on it and share some opinions about it when you hear it.
Yeah. In fact, what we'll ask of you guys is, if you guys are excited about this podcast, let us know what you have difficulties with in the comment section.
Oh,
If it's not already a topic that we've got on the agenda, it's definitely something that we're going to look into doing. So by all means, if you guys are still here, I can see there's around 67 of you or so. Please, if you guys are excited about the podcast, let us know in the comment section what you guys think is keeping you from being a consistently profitable trader. And like I said, we've got a whole bunch of idea lists. We've done a lot of research on it, but if it's something that comes up that we haven't touched on or we haven't planned on touching on, by all means, we'll take a look into that.
Bro, I'm a little worried. Craig hasn't said yes. Should we track his
Yeah.
IP? Craig, you're probably gone, but I'm going to speak to you and hope that you hear me through the power of universal law. And I know you're still alive. If you're still alive, it's not too late, brother. We have traders that are older than you. Actually, one of our oil traders is older. He runs the oil trading room and claps some big size lots and does really well for himself every day. It's never too late.
Yep.
As long as you want to achieve it, it's never too late. If you don't want to and you're just doing it just because you feel like, hey, this is something I'm going to do because I'm bored, no, don't do it. But if you want it, you're passionate, and you want to put the work in, you're never too old, and we'd love to have you. In fact, you'd be surprised. How old do you think our average person is at TRADEPRO Academy? Um,
Guys, everyone's worried about Craig.
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 Craig. Oh, Craig. Bro, I hope we didn't set off some negative
Yeah.
karma events here. I'm gonna be doing some meditating hard today for Craig. Um, Demba, love the idea, guys. Podcast. Greetings from Amsterdam. He lives in Amsterdam for a bit.
I did. I lived in Amsterdam. I lived in Amsterdam in 2012. I was there for school for the year. But we also have a couple of members in the community from Amsterdam. It's becoming a little bit of a hub for
Yeah.
for our trade pros. There's Craig.
Hey, oh
Hey,
my God, thank you.
Craig there.
You got us worried, bro. Craig, yes, brother, I believe in you. Go for it. I didn't mean to cut Marky off, but because you said yes, yeah, it's never too late, and it's always a good time to start something you love doing.
What is the average age?
Oh, Craig guessed 40. Craig, you know what? It's probably around that. We have a few people that are older, but we surprisingly have people who are, a few people who are younger, but surprisingly more people that succeed in trading tend to be older. Young guys here, that's not a knock on you. What I'm saying is people who are a little bit older in their age have had more time to learn lessons and to build a success mindset. And like I told you, those are the people who have more crossover skills. Young people want it because it makes them money. All right. And that's the worst reason to want anything. It's a good reason to start, but it's not going to be the passion that propels you to success. It never will be. If money is your whole thing, let me tell you something about money. The worst thing in the world is when you make a lot and you don't have a purpose, it's lonely as hell. If you're doing it for the right reason, all right, it makes sense. But the older demo, not older, more seasoned, more knowledgeable, people who have had more life, more years, they tend to know and they've picked up lessons along the way that are helpful for trading. All right. And so, yes, it's around there. Craig, good guess.
Awesome. Well, that looks like all of the questions here, guys. Um,
Yeah. Whew.
yeah, whew, that was a
You
good
guys wore
time.
me out, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining us here for this Q&A. Again, the whole purpose of this Q&A is to thank you guys because at the end of the day, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and we appreciate all of your support, all of your comments, all of your interaction. It's it's really rewarding and fulfilling for us because we put in the work here, and it's not that we're putting it out to make money. It's just to putting it out there to make a difference. And if it can make a difference to one person, then all the work is worth it. And the fact that you guys comment, show up every single day for the morning updates, for our weekly videos, it's absolutely awesome to see, and it's very fulfilling. And like George says, that's what drives us to keep going and to keep providing you guys. And it's a promise from us that as long as we're around, we're going to be pushing the industry boundaries.
Oh man, what a beautiful outro. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here for the 25K celebration. Echo that message for Mark, everything he said. And I'll tell you this, the reason we're still in this business is because people who join our community are succeeding. I'll tell you this message honestly from my heart. If we were in this business and making from TradePro Academy without trading $1 million a year and not a single person succeeded, I'm out. I got different stuff to do with my life. What drives us is success. Money is not something to measure success by. Money is a tool to create. And when you create, you receive abundance. That's why you notice people with money make money because they deploy it and create things. So I love you guys. I'm very appreciative of you. For the podcast, you're going to hear more over the next couple of days. We're going to start releasing the news. I'll give you the link. Right now, the domain is still getting set up and being finalized. Podcasts are getting cleaned up. Everything will be uploaded. It'll be on Stitcher, Google Play Music. It'll be on Spotify, iTunes. Spotify takes 3 to 4 weeks. You
Yeah.
have to have a podcast out for at least a month before they put it on Spotify. It's their rules. But we'll be on all platforms where you can find podcasts, and there will be a lot of links to it from our website at TradeProAcademy.com. We're gonna make a push to get you guys that. Uh, I promise you, you're gonna know how to access it when we get closer to date.
Yeah. So make sure, just kind of to echo that, make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Check off the notification bell. That way you guys will get notified when we do drop new stuff. Also, if you are on these platforms, we are on different social media platforms where we share a bunch of different information. Facebook, Trade Pro Academy, we're on there. We're also on Instagram, Trade Pro Academy. So keep an eye out there. That's where we post a lot of this comments and a lot of these announcements. And if you guys want to see a little bit more behind the scenes, Instagram is where we post a lot of the shenanigans that go on in the office that you guys don't tend to see on these videos that we post. So,
But there are a lot.
but there are a lot. So if you guys want to see what the environment's like in the office here, outside of all the trading related stuff, that's a really cool place to kind of get some of that insight and see what we're up to on a daily basis.
Awesome, man. Thank you, guys. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
It's been almost 2 hours. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the great questions. Anyone who showed up here and put the effort in to learn, that's the kind of success mindset you need. Keep at it. Everyone's going to find success in their own right. Just stay focused on what you want. Eliminate the things you do not. We talk about that on the podcast. Love you guys. I'll say this. We did it. 25K,
Yeah.
babe.
25K.
You know, I had 25K as a special number in my mind, and Marky suggested this idea, so thank you, Mark, for making it happen. 25K today. We appreciate you all. Send you all love, joy, and happiness, and I'll see you tomorrow's morning market update. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. I send you and your family all the best. See you soon. Bye.
Take care, guys.
I almost fell.